morning, afternoon, or evening. Bryn with Trained by Techs here. Super happy, super stoked to be with you today. Super stoked to share some thoughts that have been on my mind, but also share some new news with you. First and foremost, obviously we're living in some crazy times, but it's important, I think, to look for the silver lining in things. And the silver lining for us, I've said it several times throughout the past few months, is the online training resources, the uptick in online training resources that we've had. Even before this craziness, we're very fortunate as an industry, and I've always said so, at the amount of training resources that we have. Very exciting. That's what sets us apart from some of the other, I would say, blue-collar skills trades. We're very fortunate to have those training resources. But what's really cool is through this craziness, some of these training companies have worked really hard to make sure to continue to support us through this pandemic, through this forced social distancing, if you will. And when I say training companies, I don't mean only the large ones. I mean all the way from up there, companies that have their own research and development centers, their own curriculum development team, hundreds of boots on the ground to bring us material that'll help us to be better at what we do. I'm also talking about the solo operations where an individual may diagnose their vehicle and produce their own content at night and teach and instruct technicians in the evening as well. I'm talking about from the very large all the way to the very small training companies. Thank you guys so much, and gals. Thank you so much for being there for us, supporting us through before this, but especially making the shifts and adapting so that you can continue to support us through this crazy time with primarily webinars and virtual classroom experiences. Thank you so much. That brings me to my next point. We've benefited in that way, but many of these training companies have lost, I would assume, I don't know, but I would assume that many of them have lost substantial revenue over this time because we can't be in the classroom. So I think it's important to recognize how much they've done for us over the years, but especially what they've done for us the past few months, and make sure that we thank them. We can do that publicly. I mean, we have another great resources we have is these network opportunities through social media or independent network websites. Make sure that you thank them publicly, but also support them by attending their classes, internally within your own team, but also sharing with other professionals in your area locally, but also throughout these networks as well. Make sure you share those training opportunities so that we can continue to support these companies so they can continue to support us. And when I say share, I think that brings us to our next point. We've also benefited from these. I would say that I could probably speak for most of us when I say that we're all looking forward to getting back in the classroom, but the fact that we've been able to do more virtually is certainly going to be helpful moving forward. I think in the long term, training companies will benefit if they adapt and they add this to their arsenal, if you will, because I don't think anybody's looking to replace in-person classes, but they will benefit long term. But not only them, obviously the individuals in certain regions that may not have a lot of training opportunities, they're obviously going to benefit as well, because training, as we know it, is really, in many cases, what makes the difference between somebody that doesn't really like the career they've chosen versus somebody that's passionate and loves what it is that they do. Those individuals will benefit as well, and our industry in general will benefit, because those individuals that couldn't attend classes in person now have the opportunity to attend virtual classes. Maybe their skill set has plateaued over the years, their desire and their drive has plateaued. Now they have an opportunity to have that fresh breath of air, and they can encourage and influence others. Which brings us again to our next point. I just said that we need to do is recognize this and these companies, support them and thank them. So I want to take an opportunity to do so. CarQuest Technical Institute, thank you. For months, you offered condensed versions of your full classes 3 times a week, and it was taught the same class 3 times a week so that we could make sure that everybody could benefit from them, because not everybody's schedule's the same. And now you're offering your full classes online, almost a full catalog. It's incredible how many classes you have. Thank you. Automotive Training Group, you guys started early on doing the virtual classroom experience. Again, to support us, thank you guys so much. WorldPAC Institute, the same. It's incredible how many that you've reached over the past few months with your 1-hour webinars, many of them free. Same with CTI, at least during those shorter condensed versions. The amount of people that you've reached through these webinars has been incredible, because you did, I think, 4 or 5 a week for many months, and that's awesome. And they're all amazing. Most of this stuff I was able to participate in, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Standard motor parts. You know, you guys have done videos and stuff for a long time, but of course, in the absence of in-person classes, you guys have worked really hard to provide online training as well. Thank you. Trade associations, you know, whether local or on a national level, there's been a lot more support on that front with regard to online training resources. So thank you so very much. Opus has done a lot. I got to give a shout out to my buddy Chris Martino and Keith DeFazio, amongst everybody else that is on their team. Thank you guys so much for all that you've done over the past few months to offer us training. And of course, you know, we at Trained by Techs have done what we can as well. So if you haven't seen any of our stuff in a while, be sure to check it out, but and some of the live streams that we've done. So thank everybody that has stepped up and continue to support us through these crazy times. And I'd like to share another one. There's another company that's been around a long time, and they've done some videos in the past, but primarily what they've done, like so many others, is in-person classes, and that's Automotive Seminars. Now, Automotive Seminars have been planning on doing virtual classroom experience for a long time, and they're finally in a position where they have some dates set. John Thornton, more specifically, has got some classes that he's going to be teaching, virtual classes he's going to be teaching very soon. And they have some dates set, and we're very happy to share that with you. Automotive Seminars, awesome. What they've delivered over the years and done for us over the years is amazing. But John Thornton, if you haven't had a chance to experience him as an instructor, man, you make sure that you take the opportunity to attend these classes, because he is incredible. The knowledge that he has and the ability to really share that knowledge is in my opinion, second to none. He is arguably one of the best instructors, and he's influenced so many people to do great things. So make sure that you take the opportunity to attend those classes. We'll be happy to share them in some posts at trainedbytechs.com. We'll have those dates and others that we may be aware of. If you do know of anything that you don't, and you're on our site and you don't see it, make sure that we know about. We'll do our very best to put it up there. Check out CTI online, check out WTI, check out ATG, check out Standard. Now, Standard stuff is usually done through a vendor like O'Reilly's or something like that, but be sure to check that out. Any trade associations that you're seeing, you know, training opportunities, that they're hosting training opportunities, check those out. Yeah, check it all out. And like I said, if you don't, if you know of something, be sure to share it with others. Thank you again so much for your time and attention. Really appreciate you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Take care.
All right, so I want to give a shout out to 2 instructors who were responsible for why I'm sitting where I am today. I don't mean the trash compactor. I mean waiting for a CTI webinar to start. There's a bunch of instructors that I would love to thank and give credit for teaching me and inspiring me and making me better, but there's 2 that come right to the I don't know, right to my mind when I think about this. So the first and by far most important one, you'll understand why I say that in a second, is my first automotive instructor at Monmouth County Vocational School in Wall Township, New Jersey. There are a lot of people in Central Jersey who owe their careers to the awesome teachings of Mr. Falco. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because he's my father, and he taught me how to do things right, and my logical approach to diagnostics, and the way that I teach is the way that he taught me. So if you like coming to my classes, it's all his fault. If you don't like how I teach, it's still all his fault. So thanks, Dad, for doing what you did for me. The second instructor is the late, great Steve Evanoff. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but when I owned my shop, I had kind of given up on training. Um, the sales classes and the terrible things that were being presented as technical classes just made me sour on training. So I, after selling the shop, moved to Florida. I'm teaching at Manatee Technical Institute, and because I'm the low guy in the totem pole, oh, you have to stay because there's a CTI class tonight. So I honestly went into that class thinking, all right, let's hear the sales pitch and get it over with, and I'll get out the door. And Steve Evanoff gave great, valuable information and refreshed my memory on fuel trims and some things that I used the very next day, and made me realize, oh wow, yeah, there's still some really good training out there. So thank you, Steve, for that. He is also the person that got me into CTI. So again, if you like my classes, it's all Steve's fault. If you don't, it's still Steve's fault. But thank you, Dad. Thank you, Steve. And I look forward to learning more things and teaching more classes, even if it's only on the web for now. And hopefully we'll see you guys live next year. Thanks. Bye.
Hello, I'm Mike Robinson with Trained by Techs. Wanted to discuss some of the ways I got to be where I am. Is thanks to some great trainers that got me interested into going further with diagnostics. Trainers such as John Thornton, Jim Morton, Brandon Steckler, Bryn Klein, and pretty much all the guys in Trained by Techs. They gave me the desire to keep pushing myself to become a better technician and diagnostician. And it's not necessarily a field that is easy at times, and it can be frustrating for sure, and a lot of expensive equipment purchases typically fall on the technician, and I would like to see that change. But I first saw John Thornton, and I believe it was 2013, at a local seminar in Michigan. And after that, seeing him and his teaching style, that's when I learned about the first Auto Mechanica. And the first one was fantastic. One of the best experiences I've ever been to. So many great trainers. Now, you will find some material for whatever your needs are. There's trainers out there that are phenomenal at delivering the information in a way for you to learn and to put into use right away in the shop environment. And as time goes by, you may notice more and more people are going the mobile route. And if you're doing that, I highly suggest doing as much training as possible before going out on your own or going work for a company. There are some great companies out there. I work for one that will help you become better. They pay for training, and you get in a situation like that, take advantage of any training you can get. the mobile world is completely different than being in a shop. You don't have the extra time to diagnose the vehicle. The shops are calling you in to figure out that problem quick and efficiently. John Thornton does mobile work besides training, and he is one of my very favorite trainers. And every time he has a class, I try to make sure I can attend, if it's local or web-based. He's a genius in his own right. Jim Morton, he's taught for many, many years. I absolutely love his classes. I don't think he does them as often as he used to. And then you got Brandon Steckler that's been doing it the last few years, and his class is phenomenal. Definitely some of the trainers that you should check out before it's too late. As we've lost several trainers in the last few years that can't be replaced. So do yourself a favor if you desire to be better. You want to become a better technician. You want to, earn that top pay. Attend training, whether you get paid for it or not. CTI, WTI, NAPA classes, anything that's available in your area. ATG does multiple states, and with ATG you get excellent books with the class. Them are a great resource. Save your books. Flip through them every now and then. Keep that information fresh in your mind, and it will help you in that bay. Well, I'm going to cut it off here, and I hope you guys all have a good night. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Train by Tex. Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe during this pandemic. I know like most of you have been missing these amazing training events. I'm also very happy that during this pandemic, a lot of training companies have established an online presence. It is truly amazing that against all odds, these companies have been able to maintain quality training for us, and I'm truly grateful and appreciative to all these training companies such as CTI and ATG. With that being said, I would like to announce that John Thornton and Automotive Seminars will be having online classes pretty soon here, and I would also like to tell you guys that John Thornton is the direct reason why you see me here today. It was 3 years ago that I found a flyer on Facebook, and it was a John Thornton class. I decided to go check it out, and I was blown away. I personally feel like he's one of the, if not the top instructor in the industry right now. I truly have no words for how much this man has influenced me, and he is the direct reason why I went to Vision in 2017 and Auto Mechanica in 2017, and ended up meeting what would become Train by Text. So do me a favor, sign up to see John Thornton. You will not regret it. It's truly an amazing experience. For those of you who have seen him and who haven't, you will not regret it. I'll leave you guys with that. I'm hoping you guys are staying safe, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing you guys very soon as this is over. You guys have a good evening.